about something important that I'm noticing in the industry. It's a new competition that's coming out. Competition's a funny thing. We often say that good competition is good for business. When you have a good, strong competitor locally, it helps the entire industry of your marketplace. But that's when you see it coming. There is a competition that's coming our way, and it's already there, but not a lot of us know about it. In fact, I was talking to one person here at the experience earlier. He said, "What's my topic going to be?" He asked me that question, and I told him about this new competition. He said, "I didn't know about that." And this is someone who basically knows almost everything there is about the goings-on in the industry. So I think about competition. As long as you know it's coming your way, you can prepare yourself for it. And that's what I want to do for you folks here today. Let you know about what's happening, how to prepare for it, because if you can see it coming, it's not going to hurt you. When you see an enemy coming your way and you can prepare for it, that's a good thing. I think of a story back when I was 8 years old in Arkansas. I was with some friends and we were in a creek. Now, if you know about Arkansas, my grandparents lived there. There's a creek and then there's a creek. Usually a creek has a tire in there, maybe a dead cow, you know, those kinds of things. So we were swimming in this creek. And during the day, we had been out having a good time, and we would see snakes, no big deal. The snakes, we could pick them up. We weren't scared of them because we could see them. But as we're in this creek, we look over on the bank and we see this big black snake staring at us. It's okay, it's not in the water, it's over here on the bank. But this snake reared up and it dove into the water. Now, I don't know how many of you read your Bibles, but they say Jesus could walk on water. 8-year-old boys can walk on water as well. They levitate and they skim all the way out of that water. Now, we had seen snakes all day long, no big deal, but this one was different. This one was in the water, and our imaginations run wild. We couldn't see where it was going. All we could imagine was it was coming towards us, and it was around our legs. So we reacted, and we got out of the way. But when it comes to competition in your industry, cleaning and restoration, you can't get out of the way. You have to confront it. So what I want to do is share with you some, these are actual reviews from a website about this one company. And after I read these reviews, I want a show of hands. How many of you would avoid using this company? I have 4 reviews. Are you ready? Yes, you are. We contacted them and complained. Never heard back. Tried again with one last attempt before we moved to one of their competitors. That hurts, doesn't it? That's one review. Another one. Do not trust anything they say. They promised one thing but lied about what they were going to do. Me nor my family will ever use them again, as they are fine lying to their customers. That's review number 2. The third one I saw says this. When I called the company about an issue I had, I was rudely told if I wasn't happy, I could go somewhere else. You ever tell your customers that? It's a dangerous way of thinking. The fourth one, this has got to be the worst company ever. Terrible customer service, no apology, nothing. So those are some actual reviews about this one company. How many of you would avoid using that company? So every hand goes up. All right. Like to know who this company is? Amazon. How many of you use Amazon? Every hand goes up. Yeah. And I want to mention Amazon because it's the latest thing I've seen, but other huge companies are doing the same thing. Google is doing this. Amazon is creating home services. I'm talking about offering something that you offer. Think about this. When your customer can go on Amazon and push a button and buy 2 rooms of carpet cleaning, is that going to take away work from you? Now, you might be saying, it won't. That'll never happen. I've got good customers. They're strong. They send me more work. And that may be true, but you have to think about the power of these other groups. Now, we've all been through the Groupon phase, right? Maybe some of you did a Groupon campaign, and maybe you made some money at it. But generally, most of us didn't like the concept, that deep discount. Well, these deals aren't the deep discounts of the Groupon. These are some decent prices. They are discounted. They're under the control of whoever is putting out that special deal. So people aren't working for pennies like they might with Groupon. They're working for an actual price point that they can make money at. What can you buy on Google Home Services? Well, it's kind of fun to do a search. So if you get onto your Amazon account, or Google, they're starting to, but Amazon is interesting because you put in your zip code and it shows you all the things you can have done to your home in your area. Like I did a search and I found out I could have a toilet installed for $190, pushing a button. I didn't have to call a plumber, I didn't have to get the voicemail, just push a button. I could have a ceiling fan installed for $80. I have in my living room this huge high ceiling. I would pay a lot more than that to have someone else get on the ladder and put in my ceiling fan. Too late though, I already did it. I can get some furniture assembled for $109. Now how many of you guys have had your wives bring home furniture or have you buy something and you have to put it together? And you have the instructions, but what do you do with those instructions? You don't look at them, right? Like, there are 300 parts here, I can do this. And you waste your whole weekend. But for $109, pushing a button on Amazon means you can have that done for you. But sadly, in my market, I found I can't hire a carpet cleaner yet. So I put in carpet cleaning, I did a search, and this is what it said on the Amazon page. We're sorry, no pros nearby. Available in select cities. We're continuing to expand and expect to add this service soon. So, just thinking, if I were to get back into the cleaning industry, I sold my company about 12 years ago, if I were to get back in, I would probably look carefully at these new ways of consumer buying habits. You may think, they'll call my phone number, they'll hit my website, all that's true, but how strong is Amazon? How strong is Google? How strong are they going to be a competitor against you? And if you still are thinking that'll never happen, people are not going to go on Amazon and buy carpet cleaning, think about history and what other industries have gone through because they didn't react as they should have. I was thinking about three. The first one is one we all know very well, the Yellow Page industry. If you've been in this industry for 15 years, give or take, you probably spent too much money on the Yellow Pages. You probably remember that yearly phone call you got from the salesperson who said, I'm going to be in your area, can I stop by and talk about your campaign for next year? And they already had that ad created and they made huge promises about what it would do. Remember those days? Well, what happened to the Yellow Pages? They're still out there. I get one on my step, it goes into the recycling bin. You do the same thing? After you look at the other carpet cleaners, right? First you want to check out the competition. Who's spending money in the Yellow Pages? Well, what happened to that industry? It's basically gone. They had to work with the internet to stay profitable, but they're a fraction of what they used to be. What about the newspaper industry, the publishing industry? Listen to this statistic. They were at a $20 billion threshold in 1950, and they grew to $60 billion in 2000. Now, they're below $20 billion. So a huge rise, and then a huge fall. The newspapers that stay profitable and that are successful are the ones that went digital, because print is slowing down for the newspaper industry. What about video rentals? Remember your Blockbuster card you had in your wallet? You would go to the store, remember that? I remember, I'm going to date myself here, I remember renting a VCR machine. Anyone else do that, or is it just... Yeah, the box, you carry it out to your car, you take it home, you spend 2 hours trying to figure out how to hook it up to your TV, and then you watch a bad movie. That industry was powerful. They had the market. Blockbuster was it. What happened to them? They're gone, right? They didn't see what was happening. They didn't react in time. We have now Redbox. You can rent movies. I predict that's going to disappear too. You have the streaming, live streaming. So the entire concept of a Blockbuster store disappeared. They tried the Redbox model, but it was too late. Huge industries, billions of dollars, powerful, gone, because they didn't react in time. So I know what you're thinking, cleaning and restoration is different. I can't see that someone's going to go onto Amazon and purchase a water damage job because their basement flooded. That's a different model. But I'm not going to say it'll never happen because you just never know in today's world. But for cleaning, it's a very real possibility that could take off and really impact you. So think about traditional marking. Don't give up with that. Good information from Andrew on traditional marking, but think outside the box, because we've seen what happens with other industries as they didn't react as they should have. We are in an electronic world. If someone can push a button and avoid making a phone call and book a job with you, that may be the future we need to embrace. So think about what you're learning here at the experience, all these different points. Think about outside the box marketing, and make sure you put these into motion in your business, because if you don't, someone is going to push that button and take that job away from you. Thank you.